Hey, good morning. Today we're going to talk about unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations. What are you expecting? What are you expecting to get from what you're given? That's a really good question. What are you expecting? You know, if you're like doing a job, if you're going to work, then you're expecting reward in some kind of way, like a salary, or you're expecting to get good results. If you're not going to work, then you shouldn't be expecting anything monetary, especially. So what are you expecting? Are your expectations unrealistic? You know, are you like just lollygagging and free-flowing in life, but you're expecting a great big reward? Are you expecting people, places, and things to honor you when there is no honor? You know, are you expecting people to just open their arms wide and allow you to come in whenever you're giving them basically, you know, nothing? You're giving them basically your butt to kiss. Are you expecting unrealistic expectations? I mean, socially, everybody should be respecting one another. Respect is like, I mean, that's just what we should be doing, is showing respect to one another. But when it comes to things that a person really don't have to do for you, you know, many people are not just going to do anything for you if they don't feel the need to. Now, you have those people who will go far over and beyond to accommodate a person, you know, just out of mercy or grace, or they feel sorry for the person, or whatever reasons they have in their head, and they'll just keep, you know, like rewarding that person, although they are very incompetent. They don't really deserve the award or the reward. They don't deserve it, but they still get it. And that's how the Father is with us, because we don't deserve the things a lot of times that we do get from Him. So what are you expecting? What are you expecting to reap from what you are sowing? Because the scriptures does tell us that we will reap what we sow. So you can't have unrealistic expectations. If you're sowing apples, then guess what? You're going to get apples. You're not going to get oranges or lemons or pears. You're not going to get that. So you have to have realistic expectations to what you are putting your hand to do. So that way you won't even be disappointed. You won't even be disappointed. For instance, if you're dealing with social sectors and stuff, you're the friends, the people that you call friends, what kind of service are you giving to these people that you are calling a friend? Are you a backbiter? Are you a fair weather friend? Are you selfish? You know, what kind of person are you as a friend? Because if that's what you're sowing, then eventually that's what you're going to reap. That's what you are going to reap. You know, and you can't expect, if you're backbiting somebody, or if you're a liar, or if you're like always like stirring up strife, you just can't expect to like be welcomed with open arms. You may be tolerated. You may be tolerated. And a lot of times you will be tolerated, but you are definitely not celebrated. You know, I know many people who are, well, not many, but I do know people who are basically tolerated because they are a pill. They are a pill to swallow. They are a pill. You know, so you got to do better. You got to do better. We got to make sure that we examine ourselves and be a better person, so that we can be a better person all the way across the board. Because we always want people to be their best self with us. We always want people to be their best selves. We want to like reap the goodness We want to reap the fruits of their land. You know what I'm saying? We want to just be up in the number. We want to like get all the preps and props. We want it all. We want it all. But do you have unrealistic expectations in that area? I mean, are you even like showing yourself worthy to get that from another person? Are you even like putting forth the effort to make that person just want to do that out of a free-willed heart? You know, they're not having to like tolerate you, but they just genuinely want to do it for you because they are genuinely open to you. They haven't shut down to you. Because people are shut down. They may still talk to you, and they may still deal with you, but really in like the part of them that should be like genuine toward you, they kind of shut down. You know, they still do what they got to do because of their personalities and stuff, but really they're tolerating you. They don't even really want to even be dealing with you for real. They don't even really want to be dealing with you. If it ain't like in the aspect of, they just like ministering to you or showing you love to try to like minister to you, then I promise you they're not going to call you and ask you to go have dinner with them. Or they're not going to call you and say, hey, let's go check out a movie. Nah. Nah. People don't generally like call people who they tolerate to like do stuff like that. People don't generally call people who they tolerate. So yeah, what are your expectations? Do you have unrealistic expectations? The scripture says that a man who doesn't work don't eat. So what are your expectations? If you're not working and nothing's wrong with you, but you just like a mooch, just want to let everybody else feed you out of their hand, so that's an unrealistic expectation. People may do it for a minute before it becomes the point of where they're tolerating you. And then once they tolerating you for a while, guess what? Eventually it's coming after that. You're going to get kicked to the curb. Especially if you've grown. Especially if you are a grown man or a grown woman. Are you mentally and emotionally pulling on a person past the season? Past the time? Because people will have the mercy for you. And they'll like continue to like try to work with you and, listen to you, talk to you. They'll continue to do these things until the season is over. And some people's seasons are like way longer. Tolerating seasons are like way longer than other people's. So don't be deceived on that. Some people have the grace for that. And some people will do it for a long time. But at the time, whenever it's time to cut it off, ain't nothing you can do to make them turn it back on. Nothing you can do to make them turn it back on. I mean, a person can have mercy with you, and your laziness or your lack of enthusiasm, they can have like mercy with you for a long time with you laying on their couch or laying in one of their bedrooms doing nothing. They can have mercy for a long time, but when the day comes, whenever they say, you know what, it's over, this is done, this is done. I mean, that's like, unless the Lord changed their hearts, it's irreversible. They're done. Your time is up. Your time is up. So just pay attention to your expectations. Pay attention to your expectations, because if you're not preparing, for an example, to get what you need to get, then don't expect to get it. Some things don't really take long preparation. But for instance, say like if you want to buy a house and your credit is bad, you've only been on your job for a year, and your work history is just like you just stay at a job long enough to get a check so you can go get high, get some money to go get high, then you're going to quit until you don't have any more money, and then you're going to go find another job. That's not going to get it. That's not preparation. Don't expect to buy a house. Don't expect to get an apartment. Don't expect to get the things in life that's going to require consistent flow. Where there has to be a track record of good, consistent habits. If you don't have good, consistent habits, then don't expect to get something where you're going to have to prove that you have good, consistent habits. So yeah, let's just be aware of the realistic and unrealistic expectations. If you don't care about your habits and your morals and all of that, if you don't care, then just don't have just don't have unrealistic expectations towards that thing. Just know that you're gonna probably get nothing, because nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You may get with those people who are who you're gonna work on to cater to you for a while. You may find those people, and somebody might cater to you for the rest of your life. They might, but then again, they might not. They might not. But just don't have unrealistic expectations. Expect what you know you should get. Expect that. Expect that from people, places, and things, okay? So that's all I wanted to say, because I was just thinking about realistic and unrealistic expectations. Even in my life, I have to be careful not to have unrealistic expectations of a person, place, or thing. Because if it act like a duck, it walk like a duck, and it quack like a duck, then it's a duck. I can't add an unrealistic expectation and say, man, I hope this is an alligator for real. Or I want this to be an alligator, so I hope this is an alligator. That's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. So yeah, just be mindful. Just be mindful of the unrealistic expectations. All right, and that will fare you well. All right, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching.